Right, welcome to another episode of the BFG, and today we'll be reading Frobscottle and Whizzpoppers. Right, so let's get into it from a very weird intro. Frobscottle and Whizzpoppers. By now, Sophie was beginning to feel not only extremely hungry, but very thirsty as well. Had she been home, she would have finished her breakfast long ago. Are you sure there's nothing else to eat around here except those disgusting, smelly snozzcumbers? She asked. Not even a fizzwinkle, answered the big, friendly giant. In that case, may I please have a little water? She said. Water? Said the BFG. What is water? We drink it, Sophie said. What do you drink? What do you drink? Frobscottle, announced the BFG. All giants is drinking Frobscottle. It is as nasty as snozzcumbers. Is it as nasty as your snozzcumbers? Sophie asked. Nasty, cried the BFG. Never is it nasty. Frobscottle is sweet and jumbly. He got up from the chair and went to a second huge cupboard. He opened it and took out a glass bottle that must have been about 6 feet tall. The liquid inside was pale green and the bottle was half full. Here is Frobscottle, he cried, holding up the bottle proud and high, as though it contained some rare wine. Delicious fizzy Frobscottle, he shouted. He gave it a shake and the green stuff began to fizz like mad. But look, it's fizzing the wrong way, Sophie cried. And indeed it was. The bubbles, instead of travelling upwards, were bursting on the surface. They were shooting downwards and bursting at the bottom. A pale green frothy fizz was forming at the bottom of the huge bottle. What on earth is you meaning the wrong way? Asked the BFG. In our fizzy drinks, Sophie said. The bubbles always go up and burst at the top. Upwards is the wrong way, cried the BFG. You mustn't be having the bubbles going upwards. That's the most flush-bunking rubbish I was ever hearing. Why do you say that? Sophie asked. You was asking me why, cried the BFG, waving the enormous bottle around as though they were conducting an orchestra. You was actually meaning to tell me you cannot see why it is a scratchy mistake to have the bubbles flying up instead of down. You said it was flush-bunking. Now you say it's scrotty. Which is it? Sophie asked politely. Both, cried the BFG. It is a flush-bunking and scrotty mistake to let the bubbles go. Which way? Upwards or downwards? It is upwards. If you can't see why, you must be as quacky as a duck hound. By Ringo, your head must be so full of frog squinkers and buzzwangles. I is frittered if I, right, start again. I is frittered if I know how you can drink at all. Why shouldn't the bubbles go upward? Sophie asked. I will explain, said the BFG. But tell me first what is the name But tell me first what name you is calling your Frobscottle by. One is Coke, Sophie said, another is Pepsi. There is lots of them. And the bubbles is all going up. They all go up, Sophie said. Nonsense, cried the BFG. Upgoing bubbles is a catastrophe. Will you please tell me why? Sophie said. If you listen carefully, I'll try to explain, said the BFG, but your brain is still full of bog whiffles. I doubt you'll ever understand. I'll do my best, Sophie said patiently. Very well then. When you was drinking this cokey drink of yours, said the BFG, it is going straight down into your tummy. Is that right? Or is it left? It is right, Sophie said. And the bubbles is also going into your tummy, right or left? Right again, Sophie said. And the bubbles is fizzing upwards. Of course, Sophie said. Which means, said the BFG, that they will all come swish fiffling up your throat and out of your mouth and make a fulsome belchy burp. That is often true, Sophie said. But what's wrong with a little burp now and again? It's sort of fun. Burping is filthsome, the BFG said. Us giants is never doing it, but we are drunk, Sophie said. What is you calling it? Frobscottle, said the BFG. With Frobscottle, Sophie said, the bubbles in your tummy will be going downwards, and that could have had a far nastier result. Why nasty? Asked the BFG, frowning. Because, Sophie said, blushing a little, if they go down instead of up, they'll be coming out somewhere else with an even louder, ruder noise. A whizzpopper? Cried the BFG, beaming at her. Us giants is making whizzpoppers all the time. Whizpopping is a sign of happiness. It is music in our ears. You surely is not telling me that a little whizpopping is forbidden among human beings? It is considered extremely rude, Sophie said. But she was whizpopping, is you not, now and again, asked the BFG. Everyone is whizpopping, and that's what you call it, Sophie said. Kings and queens are whizpopping, presidents are whizpopping, glamorous film stars are whizpopping, little babies are whizpopping, but where I come from it's not polite to talk at all. Redonkulous, said the BFG. If everyone is making whizpoppers, then why not talk about it? We're now having a swiggle of this delicious Frobscottle, and you will see the happy result. The BFG shook the bottle vigorously. The pale green stuff fizzed and bubbled. He removed the cork and took a tremendous gurgling swig. It's gloomy, he cried. I love it. For a few moments the big friendly giant stood quite still. A look of absolute amazing began to spread over his long, wrinkly face. Then suddenly, heavens opened, and he let fly with a series of the loudest and rudest noises Sophie had heard in her life. And that's where we're going to stop for today, because we're up to 10 minutes. Oliver is out.